shirt? Check. Tuesday? Check. Cue the intro. Today's topic looks into the types of regulations that are put on the media and how this has related to me. Now, when it comes to media regulation, the top 4 things that I think apply to me are Netflix binge watching, because Netflix always asks me if I want to watch more because it doesn't trust that I want to watch an entire series from one end to the other. Number 2 is no phones at the table during dinner time. That's something that's been a part of my family since we first got phones. Number 3 was what was described in the lecture, which is cinema regulations on audiences. And number 4 is what I'm going to be focusing on, because you guys know me. I'm going to do the YouTube age restriction. As a child, the YouTube age restriction page was always a foreboding reminder that I wasn't quite ready to see what the world had to offer. But once I turned 18 and YouTube let its guns down, I saw that the world kind of wasn't as sweet as I thought it was. Some images of street violence and sexual behaviour and all that sort of stuff that didn't pass through the age restriction, but I was able to view later in life. Yeah, the world wasn't the way I thought it was. In order to look at the most recent form of filmmaking, we have to look all the way back to Plato's time at the first regulation of storytelling. The great mathematician once said that all stories that we tell to our youth should be that of true heroes and show the limitations of mankind. As always, guys, links in the description. This theme of regulation pretty much plateaued until the early days of cinema, where films such as 1921's The Sheik were censored because they were seen as to be too graphical for the young audience. But then, what has YouTube developed? YouTube's age restriction is a self-governed policy created by Google's General Counsel. It is constantly questioned by MPs internationally for issues such as the fact that a video has to have over 600 views in order to be assessed for the age restriction, or the threshold itself. But the whole idea of a regulation and an age restriction has always been held in high regard. This was put beautifully by Andy Burnham, the Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport in the Convergence think tank. He said, "The penetration of the internet into our lives means that I think that people don't want to feel like they're in the Wild West. Things some people accept as inevitable in terms of governments, I think should be questioned." This is in reference to the sex, drugs and rock and roll that can be viewed on YouTube and uploaded to YouTube, but suffer the age restriction lock. Speaking of these videos, the 4 criteria that you have to meet, well, you have to meet one of the 4, but the 4 criteria are vulgar language, violence and disturbing imagery, nudity and sexually suggestive content, and portrayal of harmful or dangerous activities. To me, this makes perfect sense. If you were going to go out and do something in public that isn't going to create civil unrest, then it should be fine to get past the age restriction. But if you went out and did something that was going to make people go crazy or you could get arrested, then it's not going to pass. And that's fine by me.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow.